Good morning, everyone. I'm Jay Restuccia. Welcome to Keystroke Live, and today we're going to be discussing price tables. Price tables are a long-standing component of the Keystroke point-of-sale software. Price tables are used to provide discounts and pricing structures that we can base on dates and base on customers and specific inventory items. Price tables are going to be configured in our configuration manager, and I'd like to discuss some of the basic components of price tables. Again, the price tables are identifiers that we place on customer records, and within those price tables, we can specify formulas for specific price codes, formulas or codes that are assigned to unique inventory items. I like to just jump right in to Keystroke and just go immediately to our price tables here. Okay. So again, our price tables are configured in the configuration manager under the tables menu. We go down to price. So here we see the two primary components of the of price tables. The tables themselves, which again are identifiers assigned to customers, and the codes. These are identifiers that are assigned to the inventory item. Let's take a look at some of our tables here. This is just a standard or default table list using our sample data, the sample data that we provide with Keystroke. And we start with all price tables, an identifier or basically a placeholder that would hold formulas that would apply to all customers, to every transaction, as opposed to unique price tables, unique identifiers that are assigned to customers that would contain their own formulas with their own codes for specific inventory items, such as for a preferred customer or for employees. Let's take a look at employees for starters. We look at the employee price table, and we see we have our code E. Again, this would be an identifier for the type of customer, the employee in this case. And we see that there is a single formula here called employee discount. We see that it has an asterisk associated with it. Let's look more closely at this price formula for employee discount. Okay, and here we're going to see a very basic price formula screen. We see that this formula is applied to price code asterisk. Asterisk is, in this case, a wildcard. It applies to all price codes, meaning any inventory item that has anything assigned to it in the price code field. Asterisk as the price code, as a wildcard, will not affect inventory items that have no price code assigned. And just to quickly, review what I'm describing here, if we view an inventory record, we see a price code assigned in the lower portion of the inventory database record. Again, we have a very simple formula for price code asterisk within our employees price table. We're just providing a markdown of 35% from base price. We show that we show settings here like a minimum sale. The minimum sale would set, a qualifier. What does the customer need to purchase in order to meet this discount, to receive this? In our example here, there is no minimum. Regardless of what the customer purchases, they're going to get a 35% markdown from base price. However, we can set qualifiers like a minimum sale. We can set that as either a based upon quantity or based upon a dollar amount. Let's take a look at a minimum of, let's say, 2. We can assign a minimum sale of 2 based on line quantity. So whatever, as long as the customer purchases 2 of anything, this 35 takes effect. More commonly, though, when users would assign a minimum, it's often going to be based on, let's say, a dollar amount, let's say either a line dollar amount or even a transaction subtotal. Let's say we want to base this on the minimum requirement for this discount based upon the subtotal. All right, they make a purchase of $10 or greater. We can assign a minimum sale of $10 based upon transaction subtotal. This formula, this 35% markdown, will not take effect until that minimum is met. Other qualifiers that we have here that will determine the effectiveness of the formula are going to be the date range. We can assign a specific range where the formula will only be effective within those dates. That's fairly self-explanatory. Again, we have we also have a daily time window, a happy hour, if you will. Again, that's fairly self-explanatory. This is the time of day that the formula would be effective. So maybe at at specific intervals in the day, you want to automatically mark items down. We can accommodate that using the daily time window. In advanced POS, all right, an additional feature available in advanced POS are restrictions for day of week and day of month. Okay, and that's, again, reasonably self-explanatory. We can assign specific dates that a formula takes effect, and this is useful if maybe on Monday through Thursday an item is 10% off, or perhaps it's full price, or perhaps you only want to provide a discount on a Friday. In advanced POS, we have these restrictions where we can limit the effective range of the formula to specific days of the week or even days of the month. All right. We have some reasonably new features that we've added to priced formulas, and it's staring me right in the face here. The mix and match parameter that we see on this screen, the X items for Y dollars. Well, it looks like we're missing a parentheses there. I might have to resize the screen. Might have to see if that needs to be adjusted. Yeah. So we have the mix and match X items for Y dollar amount. This, when enabled, is going to change the whole layout of our formula. This function, the mix and match function, allows us to apply a discount to mixed items. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same inventory item. It just has to be an item with the same price code. This is where we would often assign unique identifiers. A formula would be created for a unique price code. This unique price code would be assigned to specific items. Let's go ahead and create a new formula here. So for our purposes here, I'm going to go back to all price tables. Again, all price tables is a wild card. This applies to all customers. It applies to all transactions. All right, and we have a few formulas set up here already. Again, these formulas are set up for price code asterisk, the wild card again, that will apply to all inventory items. Let's go ahead and add a new formula. In this case, I'm going to create a new price code. See, I have several set up already. I'm going to, in fact, let's stick with an existing code. We have a code here for office supplies. I know I have several office supply items in my inventory. Let's say I want to give a substantial discount here for mixed items. We're going to use a mix and match. We'll call it, perhaps I want to do a discount on pens. All right. It's going to be a mix and match. I want to sell a quantity of pens for a fixed price. Doesn't matter what these pens are, as long as it's a pen, as long as it has the price code OS assigned to them, this formula will be in effect. I'm going to say I want a quantity of 3 for a price of 2. All right. We have a parameter here named apply to all once quantity is met. This parameter is determining how this discount should be applied, whether it should be applied to multiples of 3 or if it should be applied to all quantities once that quantity of 3 is met. Okay, so we're going to purchase 3 for $2. Should the discount be extended to the 4th and 5th items, or should they only take effect, or should the discount only take effect if a 6th is purchased? I'm going to leave it on for now. Again, I don't need to assign a date range or a time window or day of week or month for our purposes here. Down in the lower left of the screen, we see a nice summary of the formula that we've created here. Purchase 3 units for $2 total at 66.67 cents each. So Keystroke, of course, has to do some rounding to when we're working with numbers like that. We're going to save these this table here, just F10 as you would save anything else in Keystroke. We now have a new formula under price table asterisk for price code OS for office supplies. F10 a few times to save. I'll pull up some inventory items here. See, I've got a pen, 1 pen here. This item is under price code asterisk right now. Again, the formula that we're discussing is a price code of OS. I'm going to go ahead and assign that office supply code to this item. Save that. I know I've got some more pens here. And, oh, felt tip. I will use this felt tip pen. I'll consider that. See, we already have price code OS assigned here. Price code OS assigned to the black felt tip pen. Price code OS assigned to the blue felt tip pen. Let's go ahead and move over to our sales manager. Let's go ahead and here, as we look at the transaction here, I'll take us to the Enter Customer screen, and you're going to see in the lower portion of the Enter Customer screen that we have a setting for price. We see that price is currently set to asterisk, which is all price tables. That is, again, the wild card. So our formulas under the asterisk price table will apply to this transaction. Furthermore, because the formula is under the wild card, any other price tables, whether it be preferred customers, employees, or any other tables that are assigned, the same formula that is assigned under all price tables will be effective under unique price tables. I'm going to go ahead and bring in an item here. We'll go to our first felt tip pen. We've got 1 there. Okay, we see it comes up at, oh, that was not a lot of foresight on my part there for our pricing. Let's go ahead and go to the ballpoint pen. Our ballpoint pen is actually a bit more expensive here. I'll add a ballpoint pen. And here we only have 2 items at $1.65 here. Okay, I'm going to add 1 more of these items that does have the price code OS assigned. All right, I'll add another felt tip pen at 54 cents. We have stock number 38 there. So again, I'm going to add stock number 38. It has a base price of 54 cents. Now that's going to exceed the $2 that we want just to the discount that we want for these 3 items. However, we're going to see that that discount does take effect. So again, we're now what? We just got a, did I not add that correctly? $3 for 2, and I know I see a discount. That is going to
happens every week.
I'm seeing a bit steeper of a discount. I believe that's because I've actually got, did I assign a table here, or I have other formulas in place here that I believe is superseding my $2 specification for a minimum, for a quantity of 3. Let's start with a different, let's work with a wholly unique code here. So let's compare. Make sure that this is ineffective, ineffective, not effective, not effective. My OS formula, 3 for 2. And okay, interesting. I think it seems I've got some other discounts in place here that the example of these items were not very effective in this case here. Here I have my ballpoint pen, though, at a base price of 98 cents. We know it has a a price code of OS. I purchase a quantity of 3, and our formula instructs us to adjust the price for those 3 to a total amount of $2. So again, I put in 1, it's at 98 cents, full price. I adjust this to 2, again, still at 98 cents, full price. I go to 3, Keystroke adjusts the price. We have our discount in effect here. We'll have to look at some of the other parameters that, or some of the other discounts that may exist in this data. Let's take another look in our price formulas. So again, let's go back to all price tables here. So we have a formula in place for pens. We'll leave that in place. Let's look at some of the other formulas that we may apply here. We've already discussed just a basic markdown, whether it's based on the wildcard asterisk for all price codes, or whether it's based on unique price codes that are assigned to specific inventory items. We see a few other functions in the price formula screen here that Keystroke is capable of. Namely, we have price patterns, okay? Price patterns and rounding. Price pattern is going to be useful if we want to, let's say, I'd say the most common use here would be when users want some consistency in their pricing. They don't want an item at $1.76. They don't want an item at $1.83. They want items rounded up to 99 cents, or the closest 9, let's say. Let's take a look at a pattern here. Let's look at, let's say we want anything that we sell to be rounded up to the nearest 9. We can put in a price pattern formula, such as, let's say, x dot x 9. Okay, let's say we want it rounded up from 1 penny. If an item is $1.01, say we want Keystroke to round that to $1.09. We can round that up 1 cent. Here we have a test button. Let's take a look at this function here. So in this case, it's actually it's going to round from, let's say, 101. Put in a price of 101. If an item is $1.01, this formula will round that item to $1.09. Now, here's an important detail. Keystroke has always compared any selling price that is used to the base price on the inventory record. Keystroke, any selling price that you are going to use through a formula is going to compare the resulting price to the base price, and Keystroke will use the lower of those two. Base meaning exactly that is the starting point, and that should always be the highest that we're ever going to sell an item for. So in this case, let's say I want to round up from, or base our formula from sale price. We can round up from a sale price if that rounding will come out to lower than our base price. We have really thorough documentation on the price patterns and the rounding in our F1 help. In fact, from any screen in Keystroke, if we hit F1, our context-sensitive help will retrieve the file for the screen that, or the appropriate help file for the screen that we're at. Just switch over to it real quickly here. Here we see all the details of the price formula screen. So again, this is one of our more, let's see, switch back to Keystroke. So again, this is the price tables functions in Keystroke. Again, they've been there for years. They've been there in virtually every version I've ever known. I'm going back to version 3. So I'm sure they've been there, almost since it's the beginning of Keystroke, practically. And it's a simple way for us to assign discounts that we can base upon the customers who are purchasing and based upon the items that are being purchased. Very widely used. I know we're joined today by several newer dealers that might not have had the time to, or had the time, or even need to look very closely at our price tables functioning. But it's a very versatile tool for making adjustments in pricing and allowing discounts and enabling sales, and again, using features like date and time ranges. We can set up future sales well ahead of time. We can set up our Christmas sale or holiday sales today and have them take effect at the start of December. We can set up Labor Day sales, today and have them take effect without any user intervention, without the user needing to contact anyone for assistance. We can have these set up, have pricing take effect at a predetermined time, and very hands off from the user, and is just you're going to find as dealers that users will want to have adjustments in pricing for scheduled sales, and we can accommodate that quite easily with our price tables and Keystroke. I didn't want to go too in-depth here, but I did hope to give a good general overview of how our price tables function in Keystroke. I'd be happy to take any questions that anyone has regarding anything that I've covered here or anything that they found in their use of price tables. Did anyone have any questions for us this morning? I'm going to accept that silence as confirmation that everyone understood everything thoroughly. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this morning. If anyone does have any questions about what we discussed today or any other Keystroke questions, please give us a call at technical support. I look forward to seeing you all again. Thanks for attending.